Hi, I'm Andy Parr, and you're watching The Gadget Guru. Today we're talking drones, and not just any drones. We're talking the top 3 selling drones in the country, and they're all 3 from DJI. What I'm going to focus on today is the setup and how easy it is to get out of the box. Don't worry, we're not doing any boxing. As you can see, they're already out of the box. But I have some details I want to share, and all that starts right now on The Gadget Guru. I'm just going to give you a brief background. I was an early adopter in the drones. I've probably gone through 6 or 7 of them over the past 3 to 4 years. And I got to tell you, I've had some really great experiences. I really enjoy using these things for photography reasons. I'm not one who flies too high or out too far, but I find it as a relaxing hobby. Well, the past year or so, if you've been following my channel, I took a sidestep over because I got to follow a lifeline dream of purchasing a motorhome. Well, I went a little overboard. I purchased 2 of them. Those, if you want to see more information, are on my YouTube channel or at gadgetguru.com. Well, after I got settled in it, I decided, you know, I want to get back into flying photographic aerial drones, quadcopters, whatever you want to call them, these things. And the last drone I purchased was a DJI Phantom 4, and it was an early model. I bought it when it first came out. I got one of the first ships to the Apple Store, and let me tell you something, it was problematic. It would be going on, and when you let off the throttle, it would have a pretty severe drop. It was just an early model. It was fixed later, but I went on and returned it under Apple's return policy, and that was a good thing for me. Well, what I did then, after I got settled, I decided, you know, I want to try the Mavic. I'm reading a lot of good things about this thing. And this has been out just long enough to where whatever firmware or software issues had really come out with any new product. And I'm not trying to pick on DJI here. I figured it was ready for prime time. And let me tell you, I give this thing an A. I think it is ready for prime time. Here's what I liked best about it. First of all, the setup on this thing is easy. When you take it out of the box, you charge it up. If you have any drone experience whatsoever, it really is a no-brainer to fly. You have different modes, both for photography, for speed, whatever. And I got to tell you, considering that it folds up into a nice small little package, it's just a bonus on this thing. I was having so much fun with this, I decided I was going to get its little brother or little sister, a DJI Spark. Now let me tell you something. This thing's not a toy, but it is really kind of a hoot to fly. My only complaint, it only shoots HD video, but in HD, and this little tiny gimbal here, it really does a respectable job. Now, my only, I don't want to say complaint, but one thing that I was looking for that the Mavic really just didn't deliver to my liking. And don't get me wrong, I like this drone. If you're considering a Mavic, go out and buy it. I'll tell you that right up front. I wanted something with a little bit better camera, a little bit higher level. So I went out and purchased this from a well-known retailer, an authorized DJI dealer, and a person who's become a friend. And I'll go in and say it, Multicopter Warehouse. Now, wherever this is showing this, I'm not getting paid for this. This isn't a commercial, but they're a good operation. Now, the reason that I purchased this, as stated, I was looking for a better camera. Now, also, as stated, these two really made setup a breeze. I never had to connect to a computer. I just used my mobile phone. And again, I was up and running after the batteries charge in about a half an hour or so. So that's a really good thing. Now, when I went to go set this thing up, that's when the fun began. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my cameras around because now I've owned this thing for about 24 hours. We've had countless attempts with assistance of attempting to get this thing activated, and it still doesn't work. So I'm going to move the cameras around. I'm going to show you what I'm going through, and I welcome any input you may have. Just in case you're wondering, I'm in the Mountain Falls Motor Coach Resort in Lake Toxaway, North Carolina. In fact, here's some footage of this resort. Let me tell you, it's gorgeous. This was captured with my DJI Mavic Pro. And let me tell you again, because I like that copter so much, and because I was having fun with the Spark, remember, there are 2 different varieties of vegetables over here. So I decided to give this one right here, the DJI Phantom 4 Pro, and this is the Pro Plus model, a try. Now, the difference between the Pro and the Plus is that the Plus has this built-in crystal screen on it. Now, let me tell you why I opted to go for that. Yeah, I can put on an iPhone or an iPad or any sort of tablet or device onto just about any DJI product or any drone as that goes. You know, I like that this thing has promoted to be brighter, because while I'm finding that the Mavic is great for, you know, twilight or afternoon or early morning shooting, I really needed something that was good and had a great camera for day balance between the clouds and the mountains and, you know, the lush landscape, something that would balance well. And I thought that would be, that this model would be good, and that the crystal display, even without a sunshade, because sometimes those get in way of your fingers, would be a good solution. So let me just go through. I've yet to set this up. Now, let me show you the tools. Let me pull some tools out of here. Okay. What I have right here, this is my iPhone. And this has a Wi-Fi hotspot. Now, I'm not going to show you a lot of the personal info on here when I go through, but here, I'll show you. It's turned on. It's hotspot. In fact, I'll turn it off and turn it on just to make sure it's working. I have a really good Verizon signal here. Now, I also have tried setting this up using a T-Mobile hotspot and then another Verizon dedicated hotspot. Now, let's go on over to this camera here and let's take a look at the display. In DJI fashion, you tap and then press a second time. Let's give this thing a minute to start up. Now, in these surroundings, I don't know if we're going to do this display justice, but let me tell you, from the little I've been able to see, now remember, I hadn't been able to get it activated yet, it looks pretty good. However, the response time when you're touching the screen, well, it leaves a lot to be desired for, but I'll let you make up your own mind on that when you see this demonstration. However, I've been told by the dealer that once I can finally get it activated, there is some sort of the firmware or software update for the screen, which is, I'm understanding, a DJI product. I don't know who they're buying it from, that fixes that. So here, let me go and show you first a few things. First, let me go in and confirm that I have a Wi-Fi signal. And remember, I'm going to black out anything that's personal. And there I am. I'm connected there. Now let's look at this. I'm connected. My signal strength is excellent. You see my link speed, frequency, security, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now let's go on. And now we want to get it set up. Remember, this is yet to be activated. I've probably tried this 20 times. Wouldn't it be wonderful if it happened to work? Now, one of the reasons I was given it, DJI was having server problems. They would be down for a few hours. Well, it's been 24 hours. And I have tried this over and over and over. Now, I have just launched this. Now, I've already put in my DJI username. Now, every time I attempt to activate it, I've got to go through this darn screen. Every time. It doesn't remember because I haven't completed the activation yet. So I'll agree. Notice here, I'm tapping. I'm tapping. Okay, there we go. Agree. Okay, yep, that's the right copter. Okay, I'm going to give it a name. Now, I'll tell you what name I'm giving it. I'm going to be very creative here. Okay, oops. Phantom. Now, I'm kind of typing at an angle here, so if I have some mistypes, just forgive me here. Phantom 4 Pro. And then we'll give it that little plus for the screen here. Okay, we're going to hit done. Okay, yep, that's it. We're going to hit next. We're going to hit next. We're going to hit next. Okay, that was 3 taps. Okay, here. Yeah, I want mode 2. I want my throttle to go up when I hit that button there. Next. Next. You know, I'm finding out that sometimes a softer touch is better than a firm touch. Trust me, this is not an Apple product. Okay, next. Next. Okay, parameter, yeah, I'm in the USA. We're going to go Imperial. I don't know why they just don't say USA. Okay, for safety concerns, I'm turning beginner mode off. I'm turning beginner mode off. See what I told you about that screen? I'm going to hit next. Okay, now I'm blocking out my email address there. If you want to contact me, just go to facebook.com/thegadgetguru. Like us there too. Now look at this. Activation failed. Server back failed. Contact DJI support if problem persists after restart. Okay, let's move this away. I have my editorial hat on. I've been going through this, literally. If I tell you that I've tried this 24 times in 24 hours, I'm not going to be lying to you. Now, I know there's all kind of issues going on right now that people have discovered ways to change the settings you know, and make it fly higher, faster, further, or whatever than what DJI would like to see you do. I'm not going to get involved in that. I know how I fly, and that's what I'm concerned about. And I'm not going to tell other people how to fly. You know, if anybody deserves criticism, it's DJI for having a backdoor that was evidently easily accessible, first by the Russians, then they tried to sell the fix, and then by some other crafty people somewhere else around the world. I can only guess because of that, if this truly is a server problem, or if other people are having activation issues at the same time I have, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I know I've spoken to the dealer, and he said that he has chats directly with DJI in China, and I have no reason to doubt him. He's a major league franchise dealer. And he said, let's give it an hour, let's give it 2 hours, let's wait overnight. DJI is going to have it fixed. Well, let me tell you something. If there were a lot of people having this issue, you know, DJI sells a lot of copters. That means a lot of them are being activated, you know, quite a bit. While I've seen just a couple of posts online, it's not the amount that leads me to believe is this. Here's where I think the problem is. I think it has to do with this thing right here. This is the crystal display. Now, this has an Android operating system. I'm going to tell you right up front, I'm an Apple person. When I bought it, I said, as long as I don't have to mess with anything other than turning it on or off, that's great. There's just something in here. I think the problem's with the screen, not with DJI servers. However, until you activate it, you really can't get into any settings that can do anything. Now, I could connect this to a computer and go through their DJI app, but I don't want to do that, and I'm going to tell you why. A, I did not have to do that on the Mavic. B, I did not have to do that on the Spark. So why should I have to do it on here? And also, I'm not a real big fan of cluttering up my computer with software. We're in this day and age. As long as I have a Wi-Fi or cellular connection, even if it uses data, I don't care that I should be able to maintain my copter. For example, if I'm out in the field and there's a mandatory update, well, it might take a half an hour. I'd rather do it in the field using a phone or Wi-Fi hotspot or something, as opposed to having to run home and connect it with my computer. Because, you know, we already carry enough junk around with us anyway when we're going to fly. Why have to carry a computer and to make sure it's charged up and to make sure we have a Wi-Fi connection when we're out here shooting in a surrounding like that? So anyway, I've gone on long enough. And if you followed my channel, and when it comes to drones, if you haven't heard any of my, I guess, editorials or rants in a while, hey, welcome me back. Other than that, questions, comments, opinions, leave them right here. Easiest way to keep posted of my new posts, just go to facebook.com/thegadgetguru and like us. And don't forget to subscribe to us right here on YouTube. And by the way, I was able to get some great photography off the Mavic. So if you like this video, you just might like this one right here. And if you like that one, you might like this one. Other than that, that's it for now. I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr.